Share now.
Alrighty then. Good morning to the folks. Am I good? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
You're good.
awesome. Good morning, SVG. Good morning again. Buenos dias, bonjour, howdy, morning. So, straight into it. Over the weekend, Friday to be exact, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the region saw the opening of the first cannabis consumption lounge ever. Medicinal, legal. Let me just throw out those two words in there. Medicinal, legal lounge. It's located Canash.
Yep.
Canash.
Coconut Grove.
Yeah, within the same.
Yeah,
one and the same, pretty much.
Yes.
But let us know how you feel about hearing that, and if you were able to check out photographs and videos on social media. I know we had this story up on our social media, Facebook and Instagram, and there were some comments under there realizing that, okay, wait, here people are thinking that it was a good thing. Is the first. Anything the first, unless it's negative news, anything for the first is always a good thing. And we were thinking it's the first in the region. The first in the region.
Should
And
be
I'm
grateful,
thinking
and
that
it's happened here.
Yeah, I thought that people would have been more receptive to it. But looking at those comments and kind of getting the feel of how people felt about it, gotta make I had to make a 180 degree. I'm like, oh, so you mean? All right, so let us know how you feel. You can hit us up at 430-1043. That's WhatsApp. 457-1043. That is the number to call. Did you get to see the menu though?
No, I
The
did
menu.
not.
Oh my!
I just saw like
goodness
two. I just
me.
saw like two stuff, like the spliff, the $15 for spliff, and I guess they're gonna be selling CBD oil.
Yeah, a bunch of a
stuff,
good
man.
bit of things. They got lotion. They got the vape cartridge. They got the a bunch of things. Right? The list kind of long, but it is supposed to be for those people who have prescription to consume cannabis as part of their whatever treatment plan that their doctor prescribed for them. And from my understanding, you have to sign up before you could get in. So it's not just any and anybody could just walk up and go in. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. That wee thing there's a bittersweet emotion for me.
Bittersweet. Talk to me.
Bittersweet. Because it's a good look for St. Vincent on a whole. Because I share it on my platform and a lot of my American friends. Matter of fact, I told you guys I'm planning to bring some people who went to high school with me to St. Vincent. The probably August or so. And the news of the lounge spread like wildfire in the group, and everybody loved it. All the Americans love the idea they could go and smoke in a lounge. And they're excited for that. $15 a split, they was like, yo, that's very cheap for some exotic marijuana. It's a good look, real good look. But on the other hand, now it's a slap in the face of the traditional ganja man and them who've been toiling in our mountains for years to put our vintage weed on the map.
Why is a slap in the face, Max? Why?
Because the medical marijuana is set up for the rich man to come in and eat a food while the poor man and them still getting locked up. Now just last week somebody get locked up for weed. So on one hand, and then
Want the locals offered to get a license so they could plant legally?
Yeah, they were offered just like how they were offered, but the price for the license is out of the reach. So I could offer you a mango out of my tree, but the mango they're way up higher and me have a ladder. But you don't have access to my ladder. I offer you the mango, but I have the ladder.
Look at it this way, Max, right? You don't think unity is a problem? What they were offered, right? Why they couldn't come together and say, hey, let we put this money together, let we form a corporate, let we buy the license. They're making money from planting it illegally, right? Right. Why they don't come together? They buy a license and they work together under that license, and then eventually they could all branch off.
They could branch out. Very, very.
Why they didn't do that? But now they're gonna bash. Now they're gonna bash it and say, oh, Look, the other man them come in now and get a license and they open a cafe and with the hair struggling. Why they didn't come together and do that? Suppose we don't know the fundamentals behind how the persons got to open their lounge. Suppose if some investors came together, pay for the license and open it. That is the problem I have. That is what I have with the farmers. I want to know how they feel. It's the fact that they couldn't come together and do something.
Very, very fair point, and that's an absolute. And I made a point a couple of years ago, just like how the Musa man them come in St. Vincent and come together. Now we have one Musa store, and now we have the whole of Middle Street full of a Musa store.
I don't vex the lounge open, and I'm glad the lounge open. It just shows that they're not thinking. They just relax. They're waiting for a handout. The government's supposed to come and say, hey, look a license because you've been planting weed illegally for so much years. You should get a license for it.
But here the reason I still think it's a slap in the face, right? Because I mentioned we should legalize weed on a recreational front. And they come up with all kind of excuses, the OECS, American trade, or banks not going to lend us money. Now they created a loophole to sell medical marijuana in a recreational setting. So my thing to that now, they could have made...
I don't see that as a loophole though, Max. It is a lounge, right? So you are selling medicinal marijuana. So what we supposed to do? We can nice up the thing too?
I understand. I mean, I'm not...
Recreational lounge? How do people take their medication? Normal.
No, I'm not knocking the lounge right by no means. When I say everybody, that the lounge, they're going to create tourism for St. Vincent. Like I said, a lot of people love it. So I'm not knocking the lounge, but I'm just knocking the loophole.
I don't see it as a loophole.
You don't think it's a loophole?
I don't see it as a loophole.
But Cash, you have a very, 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 very valid point. We need to come together, Crash. We need to come together and unite and do we own thing. Remember the word ungovernable. A lot of people say we take it out of context and it's against them. You against me. Against woman.
We get too comfortable. Everything we feel like we should get a handout.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Okay, let me try to think from the traditional farmer's standpoint.
Yeah.
So they have been tilling the soil for years, donkey years, risking their lives, right? Risking their lives in an industry that was one, unregulated, illegal. From their perspective, don't you think that, I don't want to say it is right, but can't you understand why they would feel, and many men and women, some women, many men have been incarcerated and to this day are still being jailed because they are getting themselves involved in this. Don't you think, coming from their perspective, they feel that they should get first preference for anything that comes from marijuana? I'm just trying to put my foot in their shoes. 1%. 1%.
And I hear what you say, man, and then also another angle, right? Say we're giving out 10 licenses per year. We could have a grant, a prime grant kind of thing for one farmer, 1 out of every 10 for somebody local, 1 out of every 10 for somebody who has a record of marijuana cultivation, 1 out of 10 somebody who locked up for you was locked up for weed in 1981, you was locked up for weed in 1994. We're giving you a grant or a loan. Put their interest-free loan, a staff loan. We use the word staff loan during Argyle. April. We could give our local people them a staff loan if you don't have the money now, because all the money that you made was tied up in the court system over the years to pay these lawyers to keep you from going to jail for 25 years. We're giving you a loan, an interest-free loan, to license your product. I mean, it's just different ideas, but it's a good look. I don't think I'm knocking it, but I just think it's a slap in the face to the local man and them. But it is what it is. But and this is the conversation that needs to happen. We need to come together and do something for our own thing, because we put it on the map. And I'm saying a healthy discussion as usual, man. Big up all yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, go there before you can't get no money to call us. But talking on thing in one, right? From the get-go of the medicinal marijuana project, using or extracting from our marijuana, is it even our marijuana, because the seeds came in and they had to use a particular strain and all that kind of things there, and a lot of CBD.
There's a lot behind
but
it.
there, if I remember correctly, the traditional farmers were offered something different to persons who wanted to come in. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Crystal.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
All right.
I listen to the discussion, and what I have a zero tolerance to marijuana. So if I sound biased, well, you don't know that's my position, right? I heard Max making a presentation, but up to now, I still can't understand what Max was really saying. The young man in the studio who's sitting with you
Crash.
is suggesting that an avenue should have been offered to persons involved in cultivation of marijuana. Well, that idea sounds good on the airways, but what they were doing at the time was illegal. They were involved in an illegal business in planting marijuana and export it to. So that doesn't make it right today. And the issue surrounding what is taking place, like they have a area where you can go and get the thing is that just gonna walk off the street and go in there and get it. That's nice. I've come through a prescription and a procedure. But and the whole thing, some people 2 years ago, I think I heard Max saying that we should, instead of the issue of medical marijuana, it should have been recreational marijuana, because Christian, you'd be surprised. I have some Rasta tap in my vehicle, and they're there for a purpose. Not to protect the seed, but it's just to send a message. And time as they people see the hat, they say, "You're a Rasta?" I say, "Get straight to the point. We go get some recreational marijuana to smoke." They tell us in a workshop, although they're encouraging medical marijuana, they tell us as taxi operators, if people ask us to get them some marijuana for smoking, we should say that is not available in Simmons. I just chuckle, because it is said that marijuana is all over Simmons and the Grannies, but they tell you in a workshop as taxi drivers, if people ask, because you know they ask, say that you don't know what they're talking about. And I am so confused, because when I ask if I should tell the people that marijuana is available for smoking, they say that it's encouraging illegal activities and people could be in prison for that, right? But generally, I have zero tolerance for marijuana. I believe it is a gateway drug, and I don't think that we should get involved where they have in a hub where you could go, walk with a prescription and get it under the disguise of medical marijuana. It's amazing.
You really think that people are going to risk license, reputation? Because you're saying under the disguise, and I think that is kind of huge. You really think that they're going to risk their own reputation, the name, the business name for that?
But I will answer you this week, Krista. The amount of people who are hearing and seeing applying for a license to get involved in medical marijuana, when they watch the so-called farmers and rastas involved, if they had a shotgun, they'd shoot them. It's all about getting rich, and richer. And this
I think
industry,
it's an unfair statement to make, man.
And this industry is for certain amount of people. You could imagine, Christian.
What industry? The recreational industry or the medicinal?
Medicinal.
Because they're dealing with the legal part of marijuana, which is the medicinal.
Right, and you say you don't like the topic. This guy, but hey, when you think about marijuana, first thing come to your mind is drug. Is it really for medicinal purpose, or is to get rich? People to get rich.
So if somebody can make a money off medicinal, the medicinal aspect of the drug, why not?
Well, that might be so.
There's no money in the medicinal marijuana industry, no money at all. Even though we don't ship off, even though we make investments, we make changes and adjustments. We have a whole organization that's dealing with it at NOMS. We do all of that because there's no money.
You have an idea where some of the agencies are set up, but tell you something, I want to say this way.
That is the authority, the medicinal authority, medicinal cannabis authority. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah,
you think they will do all of that, get a nice fancy lab out there, all thing, and there not be any money in it? So they lie to us then.
I will answer you this way. The amount of money I heard Dr. Thompson say they make in this industry just for licensing, for me to come and get a license, that the average person out there who's juggling marijuana here and everywhere can't even afford to pay for that license. So you out of the equation immediately, and I try to tell somebody technically who involved, but I don't want to get extreme in trouble, so I'll leave it right there. But I'm going to tell you something, right? People who used to be heading other departments in semi-Senegal, where you're making fun, mass, and things, they involved in the industry today. Is it involved because they like this mentioned? It's all about getting rich. Kristen, you have a great day, go on.
Same to you, thanks. It just seems like people upset because
It's not. I feel like they're vexed because the locals are not in charge of it. But I feel
but the people who are in charge of it aren't the locals, aren't the Vincentians.
yeah, but they're looking like the where they're looking at is from the farmers who did it illegally.
So if it were a
If
traditional
it was,
farmer
yes,
who
I
had
think
it,
it would have been
the narrative would have been different. We would have been celebrating the first
Yes.
medicinal, legal cannabis consumption lounge
Yes.
in the region.
And that's what I think.
Strip away all of that.
Yes.
Can't we like just separate? Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Crystal.
Morning.
And Crash.
Hey, morning.
Just want to make a couple points. Kingsley, what do you think they have criteria and whatever in obtaining a firearm? You think they're going to put it that like everybody could come and obtain a firearm license? That way there's criteria. Same with the marijuana, right? At the time, farmers was doing it legal, as Crystal said before. They risk their life, they do this, they do that. And come back to a crash say earlier up with Max. Why the farmers didn't come together? Okay, let me say it's 20,000 to obtain the license. 5 farmers come together, 6, 7, how much?
Exactly.
Get the license. Everybody link a collage, and you run the business.
Yeah. And if they want to branch off, they branch off individually as them.
Yeah, and then Max made a statement about how my farmers don't do jail for weed and now they come and do this. But Max, there's always things in place to control certain things. I think everybody license how we go sell. Because me go plan my own car and my license. So if you give, let me say, okay, I can't say 110 because within the 110,000 there's children. Let me just put it as 60,000 adults.
Mm-hmm.
This size we're going for a license is 200. That's a serious competition in a festival and cash.
Mm-hmm.
So how you going to get wrong that? It's like, okay, everybody come in town, come sell and everybody selling tomato. All the vendors in the market selling tomatoes. What thing going to happen there? If they start selling for $1, we might have to go 80 cents.
It's
Cash
demand
will
and
have to go
supply.
70. Another man will have to go 60. Another man after another man, they have to go 50. Then 40, then 30. You're not going to have no business. If you catch where I'm coming from.
Okay. Understood. So to keep it competitive,
Yes.
you think that's the reason
Yes.
why there are so many regulations?
Yes.
Okay.
That is one
That's-
aspect.
that's-
I think
I think
that is one aspect of it.
I feel like that's like cause and effect.
Well,
Like repercussions of having so many regulations and it being very hard to enter the industry, but not necessarily the reason. But I respect your opinion. All right?
Yeah,
Alright.
it's not like you want to keep out the poor man and all them kind of thing, like how some people get. You know what I mean? But you have to get things under control. The recreational, boy, that kind of thing. If you reckon you go see people all over the place smoking.
And the other
In
thing
the
with that,
hub,
you
you have to
can't.
present the ID.
Mhm.
So you just can't go there and say you're going to smoke. You have to present the ID. 18 years or older. Prescription also. So Kings is not like just, as I say, you rich. Okay, let me put it like this. You say they only doing it to make money. The people them, you say is a diabetic, which I know if you take insulin or whatever. That Kings they are referring to. You think the people who making the insulin, they doing it for free? Or they invest $1 million
Because they care about people.
to provide whatsoever to give you insulin free to millions of people?
All right.
That can't make sense.
Okay.
All right.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. And with that, if you have some more responses, feel free to share them at 4301043. That's your WhatsApp. That's how we're going to have to take some more responses until we come back after the exports. Exports is coming up. I just glimpsing some of the responses on the WhatsApp there. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy,
When we
oh
come
boy.
back, we got
A
touch
milestone in St. Vincent and Grenadines, and people are upset about it.
some. Ton, ton, ton.
We gotta go to the exports. Exports is brought to you with the kind compliments of Richardson Motors.